nice to see you all this fine evening. This is Hale again, and we are having an Ace Attorney stream. And it's on Friday, not on Saturday because I mixed my days up. You see, because tomorrow is Passover evening, and I have family coming over, as one has. So yeah, I couldn't. This is why I pushed the stream early, in contrast to like other times where I sometimes delay it. But yeah. So yeah, Passover is happening. This is why the stream is coming in a little earlier than usual. Earlier than usual. Wow, I cannot speak today. I cannot speak normally today, can I? So yeah, I hope, I don't know how many of you are celebrating or observing Passover today. I mean, in general, but it's, Passover is one of those holidays that I like some things about, but I wouldn't say it's my favorite because of like where I live in, like I'm being out of character here. It's because there's literally, like if you're not like being kosher in Passover, it's genuinely difficult to find foods. Find food, so like, and a lot of restaurants just like sell shitty food, like shitty dough. So like, you have shitty cake, you have shitty bread. I mean, no, you have matzos are fine, but like you have, like if you want to get a pizza, then you're not going to get a pizza with normal dough. You're going to get kosher dough, and it usually tastes really awful. Like if you go to like McDonald's and you want to buy a hamburger, then you're basically fucked because the bread is gonna taste like shit. I remember I was one time me and my friend went to a kosher McDonald's, and after the holidays happened, and what happened was really upsetting. Because, yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get my words around. Basically, because it was still, like, they were still, kosher for Passover, we just had, like, a really shitty chicken burger. The bread tasted off. I think the breading also tasted bad. It just was one of my least favorite McDonald's experiences I've had in a while. So, yeah. The Passover evening itself is like, it's fun. It's it's a family gathering. I also love myself some matzo ball soup with matzo balls, but yeah. It's a bit of a tough one for my taste buds, if I'm not gonna lie. Anyways, yeah, we are going to be getting Ace Attorney Investigations. Returning to it, and we are definitely nearing the end of the entire saga, which is super exciting but also kind of sad. This indeed was one of my first series ever that I did in this channel. I mean, if we want to be technical, it's like I started playing this series alongside Dave the Diver, and I think that's fucking crazy. So the fact that we're almost finishing this duology is crazy. It's been like over 6 months. I did not think it'll take me this long to finish the series, but here we are. So last time, and there's probably some things that I'm gonna get wrong, we investigated the SS5 incident. We realized why Sean was hiding evidence. We found out that Dijun Wang and Excelsius and what's her face and Fifi Lagarde are all connected. in a past incident where a cameraman died. So everyone's like trying to understand who is the real mastermind, and Edgeworth, our boy, came to the realization it's... Oh, shit, it seems like I have some, something downloaded in the background. I'm gonna pause it. It's one of the previous streams. I have to download it to make a beater before I back it up. So yeah, basically we are trying to find out the truth, and Chilong Long over here said that maybe his father's office has some evidence we need to find out. So yeah, we're just gonna go into it. I brought everything to the police had on the fire. Oh, the orphanage fire. There was also someone that set fire in the orphanage. How fun. And I also brought the picture from your father's office. Oh, and about time. What kept you, huh? Well, hand it over. Let's take a look at this mysterious picture, shall we? Oh, it's a child's painting. This is it. This is the picture I remember. Could this be a depiction of something that happened the night of the incident? It sure looks like a kid drew it, huh? Yes, and I'm willing to bet it's the work of the child who set the fire. Shifu, there's... What now? Look, it'll have to wait, okay? Well, Mr. Prosecutor, why do you think my father kept this? I imagine he acquired it at some point during the his investigation. Although I have no idea why he would have chosen to keep it to himself. Could we see the case file for the fire, too? Sure, here. You'll just give me a moment to read through it. It seems the boy who started the fire snuck out of bed on the evening of the incident. And then disappeared several days later. What? Must have been because he saw something, right? No! A kid? Really? That's horrible! This reminds me of like how, Carmelo Gusto said that his child disappeared. Maybe it's the same kid, I don't know. But sadly not unimaginable. Huh? Looks like a kid left something behind that was put into evidence. Huh? What's this? What's it doing in the case file? What is it, Mr. Prosecutor? Have you seen this somewhere before? Something very much like it, yes. We have a piece of evidence that could well be connected. Which item of evidence relates to the item the boy left behind? Well, it's the Torosaurus plushie. I don't know what it was doing in the evidence for that case, but it looks like that might be the missing horn from the soft toy. Hey, that was President Wang's! You've seen it before? Of course. He always kept it somewhere close by. Well, now the question is why. I remember it because of its missing piece. I see. It had a special device inside that plays recorded sound when you twist the horn. Hey, do you think maybe putting the horn back might unlock more recordings? You never know. The toy itself should still be up on the 51st floor. Hey! You heard the man! Yes, Shifu! I'll go fetch it right away! Poor guy had to go like 50 floors in the elevator just to get a toy. Here it is, Shifu! The Torosaurus doll, just like you asked. Good work. Hand it to the prosecutor over there. Well, does the horn found in the orphanage fit the president's plushie? Seems like it's a good fit. It fits perfectly! And any more recordings on there? Hi, Dijun. Sorry, President Wang. It's me, Amelie. I know it's been a while. I saw on the news that you were visiting the country soon. And I didn't know whether I should get in touch at all, but In the end, I decided I had to.
Overruled.
Turn it off! Right now! Oh! What's going on? I forgot that twist. What's gotten into Judge Gavel? Are you okay? Just turn it off, please! You see, I had a baby. A beautiful little boy. Your beautiful little boy. I'm sorry, that's pretty much all I want to tell you. Oh, except I called him Sean. Sean Fenn. It has a nice ring to it, don't you think? No! Sean Fenn. He's the president's son! The kid? And also that I'll be at the orphanage on the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting in the front yard. I thought you could meet him if you'd like, even if it's only just this once. I know you were a very busy man, but anyways, that's where we'll be. Goodbye. Oh, that probably does not end well, huh? What? He was my dad? I'm so sorry, Sean. Can you explain what the heck's going on, Gavel? I like how in this moment it seems like Lang is more of the active pursuer instead of like Verity. It's very reminiscent of other Ace Attorney cases where in the final case the main prosecutor is replaced by another person. It's kind of like how heck, even in Spirit of Justice they did it. It was Edgeworth and the Queen of Crime. Sean, isn't my biological son. Yeah, that makes sense. You're too fucking young. I adopted him. And he was aware of this? Yes, of course. His mother, Amelie Fenn. She died 5 years ago. Okay. Wait, so she died 5 years ago. There's still 12 years after nothing happened. We are cousins. Uh-huh. So that's how she's related to the president. But we were also friends. The best of friends. People often mistook us for sisters. And so, when she died, it seemed only natural that Sean should come and live with me. Of course, we had to keep his father's identity secret. And I decided that the best way to do that would be for him to never know it in the first place. That's definitely a choice that you made. It's quite a lot to learn from the recording made on a seemingly innocent toy. I guess Sean's mother must have recorded the message and then sent the plushie to the president. Hey. Yes, Sean? You're sure? He was really my dad? Yes, I'm sure. Before you were born, your mother worked for a time as a diplomat in Jiangfa, and then she fucked the president. Excuse me? Made love. Oh, those damn French. Makes sense. The line of work might well have brought her into contact with the president. What? You told me she worked at the orphanage. She did, but only after she returned. After she quit the diplomatic service. She always loved helping others. The orphanage was perfect for her. That's quite the bomb to land on your relative there, Verity.
Not so fast!
Sorry, Judge Gavel, but I have to ask. Amelie, the lady who asked the president to come, why didn't she show up herself? Why isn't she anywhere in the files related to the SS5 incident? She never made it to the rendezvous at night. Someone was tailing her. I'll bet it was Chairman Winner's doing, though sadly we can't prove it. And because she couldn't make it, she never saw the president again. And then she died 5 years ago. This can't be easy for Sean. Hey, Sean? Are you thirsty? We can go get a soda. My treat, okay? I think I saw a vending machine over there. You think I can't buy myself soda? This is important and it's about me. I'm staying. Oh, well, that didn't work at all. I mean, it's nice of Kay to, like, take care of the kid once such a big fact was revealed on his family. Sean, perhaps now you can guess why I met with the president 2 nights ago. So that's it. What was the big secret? I wanted to tell him face to face that Amelie was gone. But also that you were alive and well. More than well. But It makes sense now. No wonder Judge Gavelle was so keen to avoid sharing the details of the meeting. Yeah, she would have had to share the truth about Sean too. That's why I took the line lilies with me. So there would be no doubt that I knew Amelie. And that I knew her well. These flowers bore a special significance for the two of them, you see. President Wang gave Amelie a bouquet of lime lilies in the early days of their romance. But now he too is dead. If only he had lived. Sean might have finally been able to get to know him. Shifu! I've been waiting for the right time to say this, but... What? What is it? You've been hovering around there the whole time. Can't it wait? They sent something else from Zhang Fa. President Wang's will. What? The president's will, huh? He gave my father medal after medal. They had to come up with new ones just for him. In the end, there was no medals left to give. So he made us keepers of his last will and testament. Those medals, that duty, they're our greatest pride. Our family jewels. Wow, the stakes just keep raising up. What? What is it, Agent Lang? Does it have anything to do with our current case? You could say that. Seems he was planning on publicly acknowledging Sean as his son. Big drama. Sean's name appears in the president's will? And we're certain that the document is authentic? That President Wang wrote it himself? Sure we are. It's old, but it's real. My family took charge of it back before the SS5 incident happened. I'll want to analyze it back home to be sure, but I'd stake my name on it being a genuine article. Wang was a renowned world leader. A child nobody knew about would have been sure to cause a stir. And yet he chose to mention the child in his will nonetheless. Well, that's that, I guess. Still can't quite believe it, but the president's confirmed it with his own hand. There's no denying it. Sean, you're President Wang's son. Hold on. I had a yawn incoming. And now we have those dramatic booms, while Gumshoe seems to be head empty. What is he thinking about? Sean! Oh, we fucking ran? Sean! Man, I think Heavy... And it seems like we stopped just as things were loading. Interesting. Let's save our progress. It's crazy. I could have gone for like a few more minutes and then I probably would have finished in the TBC. But alas. I genuinely have no idea how much of a game is left. Like, My assumption that, like, we're probably, like, if we're not gonna finish the game today, we're probably gonna finish it tomorrow. Why is it on a fucking Friday? Because, tomorrow's Passover. And, yeah, tomorrow's Passover Eve. And I have plans. No, you didn't miss all the stream. You didn't. You just missed, like, the moment where, it turns out where, like, the big reveal that Sean is the president's son is, there. You really did not miss a lot. We're still in the beginning. Yeah, sorry. I'm such a I'm really am such a lousy, channel organizer. I really need to, like, sit down and, like, set my schedule, but you really did not miss all the stream. Sean, he was my dad? It can't have been easy, learning the truth about his father and his identity so unexpectedly. And too late to ever get to know him. You know how hard I tried to find him? Sean, I get it. He was the president. He had a lot more to think about than just me. But he was right there in front of me. Right there on the set. Yeah, the schedule graphic even said Saturday. Listen, here's the reason why. I thought that Passover Eve was today. I mixed up the dates. Yeah, no. That's totally my fault. Feel free to throw tomatoes at me. I deserve it. Sorry. I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm so sorry. It's not your fault, Mom. It's mine. If I hadn't broken my promise to you, that fire would have probably never happened, and he wouldn't have... I've ruined everything. Everything. It's all my fault. I even ruined your flowers. Sean, please, you mustn't blame yourself. Just try to be here with me. Honestly, this scene is so sweet. She's such a good mom. Just for a little while. The bond between parent and child, as symbolized by the lion lily. I'm no expert, but it's native to Zhengfa, so I know that much at least. Sadly, we don't have the luxury of dwelling on such things just now. I know it might seem insensitive, Agent Lang, but sentimentality won't help us here. We need to focus on what we can do about the case before us. You're right. I believe we've learned all we need to about what happened back then for now. He did it all line up. How did it all line up with your father's theories about the case? I wouldn't know. He even took those to the grave with him. He never shared his thoughts with anybody. There's no way of knowing what he figured out. What about your own thoughts? Are you feeling any more positive in light of what we learned from case reconstruction? Are we any closer to learning what really happened 12 years ago? You know, I think we might be. My father's footsteps are starting to become clear. Now all we need to do is follow them. All the way to the truth. Oh, well, looks like we're having another cross-examination with our boy. The president went to the orphanage that night. That much we know for sure. The tour's source story proves it. He must have gone there to meet with Amelie Fenn. Except he was kidnapped, and Aldown happened to see it. If Aldown hadn't been there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. Instead, they had to move the body to the planters and stage a photo to throw everybody off their scent. So that's our current theory, is it? But there's something I still don't understand. There is. Why risk staging the picture? They would have had to force the president to play along. What if he hadn't? It's a good question. And we may be closer to discovering the answer than we think. We'll just have to get there in one deduction at a time. Yeah, I guess we will. Alright, deduce away. I really like I really like this little power hour that Shilong Lang and Edgeworth are having. It's really nice. Eventually, after a few cases, they managed to get Lang's character right. The president went to the orphanage that night. That much we know for sure. The tour source toy proves it. He must have gone to meet with Amelie Fenn. Except that he was kidnapped and Aldown happened to see it.
Hold it!
Could we go over the details once again? So Mr. Aldown saw the president being kidnapped from right by the orphanage. And he was standing right next to the snowman. The murderer crept up behind him, grabbed a brick, and OW! Lang, please try to take this a little more seriously, man. We don't have time for these. No, for these onomatopoeia. Ugh. Calm down, Kay. We're simply verifying our understanding of events with onomatopoeia. Yeah, well, that little outburst just blew my understanding out of my ears. I know we have to go over all this again, but can we do this a little less dramatically? Really? Fine. I'm happy to keep answering if you're happy to keep asking. You're asking Little Mr. Drama Queen over here. Yeah, like, to make his testimony less dramatic. What is it that you want, Kay? If Alden hadn't been there wouldn't have been a murder, just a kidnapping. Well, this is where you're wrong. Also, hello, welcome to the stream, fourth person. We are currently playing Ace Attorney Investigations. Hope you stay around. Well, here's the thing. The blood wasn't Alden's. How do you explain the blood, Mr. Lang? I mean, I already know the answer, but I'm trying to stick along for the ride. You're saying there would have been no murder if Mr. Aldown hasn't witnessed the kidnapping. But is that really the case? Why wouldn't it be? Their main aim was to abduct the president, right? So if there hadn't been a witness present, they wouldn't have needed to murder anybody. And yet, it remains possible that Mr. Aldown wasn't the only person killed that night. There was a large pool of blood between the planters, but Mr. Aldown was murdered over by the snowman. It can't have belonged to him. What if all that blood by the planters belonged to somebody else?
Not so fast!
Come on, Mr. Prosecutor. You do realize what you're saying, don't you? I do. It's hard to believe. I'll be the first to admit it, but it's what the evidence suggests. Not just one person was killed here 12 years ago, but two. You're saying they covered up a whole separate murder? But whose? Who else was killed that night? Whoever covered up the other homicide did so very skillfully indeed. They even seem to have been able to avoid it being mentioned in the files. But they didn't quite get rid of everything. We have one piece of evidence from 12 years ago that they never managed to erase. This clearly showed that something else happened that night. I mean, aside from the blood. I mean, it's the child's drawing, I think. Excelsior Swinner tried to shroud the existence of the other murder in darkness. But there was one piece of evidence he wasn't able to suppress. Thanks to the efforts of your father, Agent Lang. My father? A lot of, like, there is a strong motif of parenthood and, like, parent-child relations. There is even the thematic flower, the line lilies. Cast your mind back, if you will. Something else was hidden along with the other evidence from the crime scene. The existence of the child who set the fire in front of the orphanage. But why would Chairman Winter wish to erase him from the record? Because he saw something he shouldn't have, that's why.
He did? What was it?
It's right here in the picture. The picture my father kept. I think we can all agree that the president on the right... That's the president on the right-hand side. And that's the Torosaurus toy in his hand. But who's that standing across from him? I mean... Oh, looks like we do have his,
Take that!
Looks like we actually do have it. Eastern robes and a black fog. That can only be Bodhidharma Canis.
What? That creepy assassin guy?
And what would a hired killer be doing in the presence of a president? I can only think of one thing. That's right. It wasn't a kidnapping that occurred here 12 years ago. It was an assassination! Wow, this is crazy. Hiya!
And Warden Lagarde and Chairman Winter were...
Yes, I think they were complicit. More than complicit, in fact. Once provided for the venue for the killing, and the other suppressed the testimony of the child who witnessed it. Mr. Aldan was murdered because what he witnessed was actually an assassination. And not the kidnapping he thought it to be at all.
Not so fast!
Do you think I'm an idiot? How could a president have died 12 years ago? We only found his body this morning. He was alive and well until just recently.
Yeah, we even met him.
Indeed. So we have a president killed 12 years ago and a president killed in the last 48 hours. A wild Ace Attorney moment out of context. Two presidents, in other words.
Right, which is completely impossible.
Or is it? I think it's entirely possible for there to be two presidents. In fact, that would explain a lot. But regardless of what happened, I still respected him. Zhengfa may not be a big country, but he held that place together. The president Agent Feng spoke of was a noble and capable leader. No, The presidential mask has well and truly slipped. Entirely unlike the man we met. I mean, people can change, Edworth. It really did seem as if they were two completely different people. But how can one country have two presidents? What could explain a situation like that? This is how it was possible for there to be two presidents. The other ones are a little, there. One of the two was a body double. Tell me that doesn't make sense. A body double? President Wang was a man of great power and influence in Zhengfa, a figure on the world stage. There must have been countless attempts on his life over the years, such as the one on Gold Lake only a few days ago.
Not so fast!
It's true, there were more than a few assassination attempts, but that doesn't mean I'm about to accept that there was more than one president. Not without proof. Do you have any proof that there was more than one president? Do we? Well, I guess I gotta look. A different political structure, Edward. Yeah. What is the proof? Hirozi.
Take that!
No, I generally do not know. Fuck. This is not what we need. Oh no, Lonzy says, bad proof has no mouth. In other words, meaningless evidence can tell us nothing. Oof, I must have gotten that wrong.
If you could prove that he'd ever been in two places at once, that would be pretty good evidence that there were two presidents, right?
Two places at once. That's actually a good enough idea. Actually, pretty good. Good. Let's look over the evidence again and consider the facts of the case. Whew. Oh yeah, the presence in the embassy. We have it. I don't think he's noticed the contradiction staring him in the face. Or is he just unable to accept it? What's the matter, Mr. Prosecutor? You're pretty quiet all of a sudden. In Amelie Finn's recording, she asked the president to be at the orphanage at midnight. But it shouldn't have been possible for him to be there at the time.
Huh? How come?
Because he was supposedly still at the embassy. With your father, Agent Lang. So he had noticed. The only way he could have been in two places at once is if there was two of him. Oh! So the real president, that was the one who died 12 years ago? I think it might have been. But why? And who? Who would have hired Camise to murder the president? In order to figure that out, we need to look again if the piece of evidence that was recently discovered was a fake. The fake evidence. What was it again? This was fake.
Take that!
The picture was taken with Mr. Alldown's camera, was staged some time after this murder. And Mr. Alldown was murdered because he witnessed the president's assassination. In other words, the photograph too must have been taken after the real president's death. So who is the president in the staged photograph? The body double. Nothing else makes sense. I believe the president's double had him killed so he could take his place permanently. Excelsius Winner, to feel a god, helped him do it.
Knock him back!
Wait, you don't even have a body to support your theory. Are you telling me it magically disappeared?
Objection!
No, in fact, we know exactly where it turned up. The president's body was here the whole time.
Take that!
Oh, let's go. First guess. Chairman Winner dug something up last night. Something you couldn't trust anybody else to retrieve. We thought it might have been ransom money, but it was actually something even more important.
Wait, you mean...
That's right. The real president's body. I think it's highly likely anyway. What? The body may have been decomposed in the intervening years, but the bones will surely have remained. Mr. Powers informed us that the construction is due to start here sometime soon. Everything had to be wrapped up before then. The shooting of the movie and the recovery of the president's remains. That's pretty fucking wild.
Yeah, I guess once they started digging the place up, they would have found it pretty quick, huh?
Agent Lang, we need to have those so-called monster footprints analyzed again. Yeah, I guess we do. If there was a body under one of them, there should be trace evidence to confirm it. Hey, get me somebody from forensics. Sir, presenting the findings of our analysis, sir. Traces of human remains were found in the dirt, along with other signs of body having buried. Fucking bingo. So it really was him. Bones were also recovered from the home of Excelsius Winner. The physique looks just about right, and dental and medical records are a match. It took them a very short time in order to do all these analyses. That's crazy. It's him, no doubt about it. So it's suspected the real President Wang was killed 12 years ago. And this is 5 kidnapping was in fact a homicide. Real evidence being figured here.
Wow, so it really was a murder, huh? The case is taking so many twists and turns, I'm starting to lose track.
Yeah, this is definitely one of the more complex cases of the Ace Attorney series. It's like... Oh, I just know, guys, did you notice the Gaviniers banner? I just saw it here. That's so nice. I do like that Investigations also has winks and nods to like the post-time skip games. Specifically with the appearance of the Gaviniers. That's really nice. That's really nice. If only the post-time skip games would actually, to be fair, it's the president's medical stuff needs to be known. Yeah, they did have to rush. Yes, perhaps we should summarize our findings just to confirm we understand everything correctly.
Good idea! Let's go over everything from the point where the president arrived at the orphanage.
12 years ago, the real President Wang visited the orphanage. His aim? To meet his infant son. The footprints were originally assumed to be those of Mr. Olddown. Seem likely that they've been actually made, but instead of being greeted by his child, he was met by the assassin, Bodhidharma Kanice.
That's so sad. He was hoping to see his baby for the first time, only to...
Indeed, but at least with Mr. Kanice, we can be sure the job was swiftly and effectively completed. Hold on, Edgeworth, you're not quite there. Bodhidharma Kanice came all the way from here. There's a contradiction. We're still not quite there. But then after the assassination, another tragedy occurred.
Mr. Olddown's murder.
Yes, it seems he had witnessed a key moment in the evening's proceedings. The moment where our culprits, the so-called kidnappers, took the president's body around the side of the building. That was the sight that sealed his fate. We have now established that he was standing by the orphanage gates at the time. Far enough in a way that he believed he was seeing the president's abduction. At which point...
Oh, the body double who has come to meet up with his co-conspirators. Walked right up behind Mr. Olddown.
Leading to an unfortunate eyewitness
being murdered by the man who was plotting to replace the president. So, was it the body double who moved Mr. Olddown's body too?
Yes, I think it probably was.
But none of the footprints could have been his, could they?
Actually, I think they could. In fact, we have a piece of evidence that proves that this was how that particular trick was achieved. What shows that the body was double managed to move the body without leaving the footprints. Okay,
Take that!
Oh, that was a wild guess, honestly. What if the president's body double moved Mr. Olddown's body like this? After killing Mr. Olddown, he could have carried him to the other side of the entrance. Given that his job was to look just like the president would have been wearing the same shoes. Meaning that if he stepped exactly in the footprints left by the real president...
Of course! He would have been the same shape and size! It would have looked like a single set of footprints. So that's how it all went down? I'm glad I'm so glad we finally figured it out. Wait, but there's one thing I still don't get.
On the topic of it being a complex case, I mean, it's the final case and the plot is a political assassination and miscarriage of justice. I'd be upset if it wasn't complex, TBH. Yeah, you raise a really good point. You gotta finish up with a bang. I'm pretty sure, like, that also happened in the final case of the DGS, duology. There is. What?
Why did I need to pretend there was a kidnapping?
Mr. Olddown had seen the president of the orphanage and left a message to on Miss Ringer's phone describing what he thought he saw. It would have been impossible for the conspirators to erase that message. Yeah, that's true.
By staging a kidnapping like this one, he thought he saw.
Exactly. I think the two people in the photograph are likely to be the body double and Fifi Lagarde.
She's the one in a trench coat? How can he be so sure of that?
The two of them would have had to walk out beyond the orphanage gates to stage the photo. The body double could have put his feet on the real president's prints as he did before.
Oh, so the other set of footprints were hers?
The ones we originally thought belonged to the killer, yes. They were about size 9, too small for Chairman Winner in other words. Which means the kidnapper must have been played by Walden Lagarde. And that explains how his so-called kidnapping was actually a presidential assassination. It does. Which means my father must have. He must have noticed. There's no way you wouldn't have suspected a murder. Especially not with the kid's picture as proof.
But then the picture was never officially put into the evidence, correct?
No, he appears to have kept hold of it after taking the witness statement of the child who drew it. Yeah, because he knew. He knew President Wang was dead. And he knew what would happen if the news ever got out. Jiang Gufa would have been plunged to chaos, no doubt. So he kept it a secret. And that secret died with him. Even though it meant taking the blame for the kidnapping and our family name being ruined. So your father knew the truth about what happened 12 years ago and he chose to hide it.
Well, it's finally coming to light at last.
I feel like when I voice Kay, like a lot of the tones I'm using are also similar to the ones I used for March 7th from Honkai. Is it indeed intriguing? I wonder who joined in.
Huh?
What? Who's there? Oh my god, it's Body Dharma Kanise. That sound, is that a bell? Well, you decided to show the fuck up. Body Dharma Kanise. And his fucking dog. What the heck are you doing here? We're the law! You think you'll just show up in front of us like it ain't a problem? Forgive me, but I couldn't help but overhear the fascinating conversation you were having. Huh, the opportunity to gloat over your past crimes was just too good to miss, I expect. Yeah, and his little dog too. You killed President Wang! I did, but it's not something I'm inclined to gloat over. I was more interested in something else you mentioned. Or someone else, should I say. Someone you're looking for, I suppose? Exactly. That's what I took. A little sojourn from the penitentiary to find a certain young pup. A young pup in a rather eye-catching red raincoat. What?
Wait, you know who they are?
In a manner of speaking, what did you call them again? A secret mastermind. It's your friend in a red raincoat, of course. Red raincoat. Hello, welcome to the stream. We're currently in the final stretch of Ace Attorney Investigations Prosecutor's Gambit. Hope you stay around. The prosecutor looks a little surprised, doesn't he, Helmut? Yes, he does. The young pup I mentioned. He saved my life, 12 long years ago. Oh my god, surprise cross-examination with an assassin! Penitentiary. Okay, so I pronounced it correct, but it took me a while. Thank you. That meant I too became an inconvenience and needed removal. The imposter president, Winner, Lagarde, all three were keen to guarantee my silence. If I hadn't met my friend, the young pup again, they might have even succeeded. I wonder what he's doing now. That's a good question. So it was the president's body double who hired you. I remember his words almost as if it were yesterday. You know how many times I've been nearly killed? Not once, not twice, a bunch of times. Why do I have to take all the risks? Why am I the one they always put in danger? When I'm out there being him, people treat me like I was him. They worship me. So what's the difference? Who's to say I couldn't be just as good as him? He can't believe he developed an inferiority complex. There was a difference, of course. Even if he did look and sound like him. Just because it walks and talks around like the president, that doesn't make it a president. Does it, boy? No. So he got his wish and became the boss, but couldn't fill all his predecessor's shoes. Rook's not around. That means I'm number one. I wonder if you have what it takes to step into such capable shoes. Oh my god, that was foreshadowing? No fucking way. You. Of course I do. I'm the leader now. Me. Huh. Seems that the king and his knight were much the same. The president's double knew that his employer had a weakness. A young woman named Amelie. But in order to find her, he needed to enlist the help of locals. Locals such as Chairman and Winner. Once Miss Fenn has been located, they simply needed to find the right time to lay their trap.
Meaning she arranged so the president could meet his son? That would have been a perfect opportunity.
Indeed. Yeah, this game is really well made. That was really fucking neat. Warden Lagarde. Wait. It was the head of the orphanage brought into the fold. Their little conspiracy was complete. Now, quid pro quo. Where might I find the pup? What makes you think the boy who helped you in this mysterious drink pull are one and the same? He sent a little flyer that night. Out there in the yard of the orphanage.
Oh, yeah, we saw that. It was kind of a prank, right?
A prank? It was nothing of the sort, my dear. No, as I understand it, he had taken refuge in the igloo by the entrance. He turned into a green dot. From there, he happened to see Winner and Lagarde carrying away a dead body. He also overheard them hatching a certain sordid little plot. A plot to remove me, the only other person who knew what they really happened from the picture. Thankfully, he was kind enough to come and inform me. I was waiting inside the building, you see. He also happened to mention later on that he was wearing his favorite red raincoat. In any case, he escorted me from the premises. And being a very considerate boy, thought to erase both our footprints from the scene of the crime. It seems he had a little kerosene set aside in the igloo for such an occasion. Oh wow, this kid is not normal. This kid is pretty fucking sharp to just have some kerosene lying around. So he spread it liberally around the place and set himself a little fire.
No way! So that's what the fire was for.
It must have been so beautiful. Mort and Lagarde were positively enchanted. And while they were distracted by the show, he took the opportunity to usher me out of the side entrance. You never answered my question. You really think he's the one behind all this? I do indeed. Don't I, Elmwood? Yes, yes, I do. The unexpected savior. As you surmise, it was I who killed President Wang. But that meant I too became an inconvenience in need of removal. The imposter President won Lagarde. All three were keen to guarantee my silence. If I hadn't met my friend the young pup again, they might have succeeded.
Hold it!
Again? So the two of you had met before? Yes, on a cold and lonely Christmas Eve, 18 years back. That long ago. But on that occasion, it was I who saved his life. Oh, really? I'm curious. It was snowing, more than it had in years, and cold enough that death by freezing was a real possibility. I had taken Helmut out on a little walk. He noticed something and bounded off through the snow. When I caught up to him, he was sniffing at a car. The doors had frozen shut. It took all the strength I had, but eventually I managed to open one. And inside I found two young boys, shivering and semi-conscious. Two? Yes. And I'd found them even an hour later. These poor wretches would have never made it. I took them both to a nearby orphanage. Is it me or is there something significant about what he told us? Oh my god! Fuck Carmelo Gusto! He fucking did that! Holy fucking shit! Holy fucking shit, he actually murdered children. That's so vile, chat. That's so vile. Yeah, obviously it's all connected. The number of people. You said there were 2 children in that car. 2 presidents, 2 children, 2 victims. 2 kidnapping photos. Ace Attorney, the second Ace Attorney Investigations game. It was a long time ago, but I remember it clearly as it were yesterday. There were 2 of them, no doubt about it. Why do you ask, Mr. Prosecutor? Is there some significance to the number? He's right, perhaps there isn't anything particularly important about that just now. Well, will that be on the matter? The date, I think. This was on Christmas Eve 18 years ago. You're certain of that? I am. Holy smokes. Now it's my time to be relevant again. We have something that shows why that date is so significant. Which piece of evidence related to the case of... Pretty sure it's the IS-7 incident, isn't it? Yeah! Christmas Eve, baby! It was almost Christmas. That's insane. That was on the same day on which a sudden incident occurred. The murder of a well-known sculptor. No way! An incident in the aftermath of which 2 children went missing. The son of the victim, Auntie Frost, and the son of the murderer, Carmelo Gusto. He fucking left them to die in the car! That's so... vile! Yeah, now that you mention it. Little guys did go AWOL, huh? Even more victims of Deal 6. Abso-fucking-lutely! Intriguing. The son of a murderer and the son of his victim. I suppose that would make sense. It would. One of the boys was bound hand and foot, you see.
That must have been part of Mr. Frost's plan to stop Mr. Gusto's son from getting to the competition.
Oh, never mind! No, this was, I got confused, chat. Oh, wait, so I think, wait, if it wasn't Carmelo Gusto, was it Artie Frost that, like, kidnapped the kids? Is he the child kidnapper, chat? Indeed, because without his son to taste his creations, Mr. Gusto would have no chance of winning. Yeah, that makes more sense. So that was what was behind it all. Sadly, neither of the boys do remember. Yeah, he killed his son's killer. Fucking bananas. That's so dark. That's so fucking dark. I think Artie Foss is like objectively one of the most reprehensible characters in the Ace Attorney series. Carmelo Augusto as well, like they both suck, but like Artie Frost kidnapped children and tried to kill them. They weren't. Sadly, neither of the boys were able to remember much details. The young pup explained it to me. It seems that they really were on the brink of death when I found them, and the shock of the experience caused them both to lose their memories. They weren't even able to remember their names.
Wow, so he wouldn't have known they were Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto's kids.
What he's telling us is true. It would seem likely, yes. Which means we still don't have enough to tell us who our mastermind might be. I mean, Joe Drake is also pretty vile. But he also just like had a GTA speedrun. Mr. Canese, would you mind telling us what happened next? By all means. Another testimony. The pup and I remained in contact, even after I was sent to prison. But then I stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. I'd rather pique my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my freedom and look into things. People from 12 years ago? You mean Lagarde, Winner, and the President, I assume?
Well, Gordon Lagarde was in charge of the prison leader as an inmate this whole time, right?
I'm afraid I fear I wasn't as kind to her as I could have been. But then she did try to have me killed. You already know why, of course. Because he murdered President Wang. They needed the world to believe he was still alive. If somebody had exposed the president as a fake, it would have been bad for Lagarde and Chairman Winner too. Exactly. And not only that, I happened to overhear something else intriguing that night. You know, what's interesting about Ace Attorney is that in both cases an assassin was hired, their client is the more despicable character than the assassins. Like, in my opinion at least. Like, Body Dharma is a killer, but he only killed because he was hired. Same with Shelly the Killer. So, like, you have lawful evil, like, serving chaotic evil, if I'm getting my alignments correctly.
I'll be at the orphanage the evening of the 9th. I'll be waiting for you in the front yard. I thought you can meet him if you like, even if it's only just once.
Assassins do their job. Yeah, pretty much. Who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Sorry, but I'm waiting for somebody. You know, I know you are, President Wang. I couldn't help but overhear the news. Congratulations. But please don't worry about your son. I only kill those who I'm employed to kill, which in this case means you. No. Wait, this is my first chance to meet him. And it might be my only chance. Please, just give me a few minutes longer. I thought he was going to beg for his life, but no. An interesting character. Wow, he was an absolute chat is what he was. I told him I was not aware he had a child. No, he said and shook his head. Neither was I, but the world will know that I will have one now. I mean to make sure of it. I've even prepared something in case, when the worst comes to worst. And the son in question, it was the young gentleman with the horns here, correct?
Horns? You can see them?
I don't need to, my dear. I've been listening very carefully, you see. And for longer than you may realize. So the president meant to tell the world about Sean and prepare something in case of the worst. But it's not enough to simply have Kinesis' word in the matter. Of course! We have something that proves he's telling us the president is true. The will. The will everybody knew about. He entrusted it to my family to show his belief in us, after all. The name of the recording, the preparations he had made, and his will. With those 3 pieces of information, I was able to convince Morton Lagarde to do anything I asked. With the information at his disposal, he could have exposed the truth about the body double at any time, and that's why he got a bunch of cool shit in prison. Smart. And Sean's true identity with it. President Wang was more agile than I anticipated. He blocked my first knife thrust with something soft. By the time the piece had broken off in the snow, my next strike hit its mark, and that's how the horn was lost. So it was Kinesis who tore off the horn of the Torosaurus doll. It's all fucking connected! I was the only one present to hear his final words. The only one who knew his truth about his son. Well, me and that poor pup. The pup and I remained in contact after he was sent to prison. But I then stopped hearing from him. I couldn't help but worry. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. It's rather piqued my curiosity, so I thought I'd temporarily regain my...
Hold it!
Which is why the pup came out. Yep. Because the truth. Because of the truth of the president. I'm glad you agree. Helmut did too, of course.
Big scary old mutt really said that? What, like woof woof that's barking mad?
He does not need to talk in order for me to hear him, my dear.
He doesn't? Well, okay, let me ask you something. That look is giving me that super intense kind of scary glare. He's not trying to say he's hungry, is he?
He might be.
He might be? Mr. Edgeworth, help!
Kayla is in front of Kinesis' pet, it seems. Yes, there's a good boy. Now where was I? Ah, of course, I suddenly stopped hearing from the pup. And then people from 12 years ago started cropping up all over the place. Ooh.
Hold it!
It does all seem a little too much for a coincidence, doesn't it? An attempt was made on the life of the man who was pretending to be President Wang all these years. Warden Lagarde murdered Bronco Knight while he was being held in the prison at the prison she ran. Excelsius Winner, chairman of the Committee for the Prosecutorial Excellence, murdered Rosie Ringer. The more I think back, the more it seemed at the time that some mysterious other presence was lurking behind all those incidents. Yes, even from behind bars, it was rather obvious that something strange was going on.
Okay, nope. I still don't get it. Who does it mean? Who is this pup he keeps talking about?
No, indeed. Seems like not even Mr. Kinesis knows its true identity. So we should focus on what we do know, if there was a connection between the two of them. I'm particularly interested in how the connection was maintained. Probably through the chess game.
Objection!
No, actually, that's not it. Oh no. Even the dog is Nancy. Man, the 4 pages of evidence really do feel deserved in this case, huh? Even though there is a fuck ton of evidence.
Objection!
There's like a fuck ton of evidence in this case.
Hold it!
Did we already see this? Let's try
Hold it!
pressing this one. So you're able to continue communicating with him through prison. I was, via the post office box.
What's that?
It's a means of exchanging mail without revealing one's own address. I never know who he was, but I wasn't able to slip out and track him down. I was being kept under rather strict supervision, you see. A one on the guard, no doubt. What were the two of you even communicating about? We were playing correspondence chess, of course, and then gripping about our respective lots in life.
Correspondence chess? But didn't you used to play with that with...
As unlikely as it may seem, Mr. Kinesis' chessboard opponent was...
Mr. Knight? Yeah, it was Mr. Knight.
We found the diagram of the game in his cell too. Wait, isn't this... Oh, Knight's Possession. I misread it. Whew. So does that mean Knight had something to do with all that IS-7 business? Wait, could that be it? Do you have any evidence that Knight might connect Knight to the IS-7 incident? I mean, we do. It's his possessions. This is everything Knight left behind. Could there be a clue in here somewhere? A ring and a chess set. Which one should we look at more closely? I think it's the ring. The ring!
What about it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Mr. Thunder, take a closer look at it if you would. And that design. That's Bo Halik's trademark. Mark. Indeed, it looks like somebody turned the stamp he used to sign his work into a ring. But why would Knight have been carrying it? And why was it not with the rest of the evidence from the IS-7 incident? He tried to release Frost's personal effects to his next of kin after the case wound down. If I remember rightly, old Frosty Boy didn't have any family aside from his kid. And the kid was missing, so they never got to hand it back to him. Not till later, anyhow. I heard through the grapevine that they found him in the end and gave him the goods. Including the seal, it would seem. Which he turned into a ring and wore it until his own death. Something tells me, and like, listen. I think we're mixing up the children. I genuinely think we are mixing up the children here.
So we're saying Mr. Knight was Mr. Frost's son?
The cops don't mess around with the stuff like that. They would have made sure before handing it over.
And they were looking for somebody connected to the I-7 incident to play correspondence chess, right?
Wait, so our secret string puller is Bronco Knight? Nah, he wasn't the smartest for them.
Objection!
Knight is dead. How could he possibly be involved in our current case? Far out. So our only candidate for genius mastermind is the guy who already kicked the bucket? Yeah, exactly. I think that, the son of Ari Frost is the second kid.
It's impossible! How can a dead guy be behind all this?
It is a little perplexing, but then who else could it be? But then I stopped hearing him. I couldn't help but worry. I did so used to enjoy tapping out my little letters in Braille. Was that a new thing? But this is not Braille. You're lying. You said you wrote all your letters in Braille, is that correct? I don't mean to be rude, Mr. Prosecutor, but do you know about my You do know about my condition, don't you? That's odd, because the chess diagram we found in Knight's cell didn't contain any Braille at all. Really? But surely that's impossible. How so exactly?
Maybe someone typed Mr. Kanise's letters out on purpose.
Meaning there was some sort of intermediary between the two of them.
So then...
Mr. Kanise says he wrote these letters in Braille, and yet the letters received by Mr. Knight contained no Braille at all. This suggests that there was a third party who typed out Mr. Kanise's letters out. Guess it could have worked the same way on the flip side too, right? IS-7, DL6, SS5, Interrupt Goodbyes all being connected. That's fucking whack. And you know, it's the kind of retcon that actually builds on the story without like destroying the fundamentals. Like, it's an expansion that's really nice to have. Whoever it was that couldn't have taken Knight's letters and turned them back into Braille. Who? They could indeed. So there was a mastermind between them. I think you and Mr. Knight were communicating with this person, Mr. Kanise. Mr. Kanise, the answer you received. They were written in Braille too, yes. Yeah, so, because the thing about case retcons is that, like, they can be super duper tricky. Either they help to flesh out, like, existing information, or they belittle it. And Ace Attorney is one of those cases where, like, retcons actually work. Like, they do it both well and not well. It works well in this game, but, like, in Spirit of Justice, the Dead Horse, I mean, they didn't really do much of a good job of, like, building... Yeah, Apollo, exactly. Everything with my poor boy. My poor boy did not deserve such an overcomplicated backstory because the writers were too scared of upsetting the fans. Man. So some mysterious middle person really was retyping the Bronxter's missives. And that same person. Yeah. That is pretty bananas. Might as well be our secret string puller. Wait, you're trying to tell me there's another hidden mastermind behind this whole thing? So who's this new one? Bronco Knight, son of Auntie Frost, is already dead. But what if the other child from the incident 18 years ago is actually the one who we've been looking for? Carmelo Gusto's son. But who is he? And where is he? If Knight was Frost's son, Gusto's son would have to be... I've known him since we were kids, when both of us were alone. He doesn't have any family, you see, just like me. Him, but surely not.
What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? You're as white as a sheet.
Connecting the cases all together also makes us understand that... Yeah, pretty much. Of course, it all makes sense. I know exactly who our so-called mastermind is.
What? Who? You have to tell us!
I can hardly believe it, but it's somebody we know rather well. The person we've been looking for is Simeon Saint. It has to be the person behind all this. The person who forced Chairman Winter's hand by sending the letter to Rosie Ringer. Yeah, I'm paying attention. The big flip. The person who kidnapped Sean and bugged Kay and myself. The person who did the strangest thing of all. He drugged Kay and carried her up to the roof of the big building. Yep, yeah, that's so cool. It was the monster.
What? Did you really just say what I thought you did?
Yes, the monster. That was the key to unmasking our mastermind. Oh, I almost forgot. We're doing a new show soon. I'd love it if you can come, Mr. Edgeworth. Do not show this man again, please. I'll be joining Regina on stage for this one.
That's right. The Very Big Circus is the biggest, most fabulous event in town. You'll have oodles of fun.
Man, making her voice hurts my throat. Male stripper looking ass. That's not the issue. The issue is his relationship to Regina. Miss Lloyd, can I ask you a favor? Who? Little old me? What kind of favor? You told us we recorded the sound to our source breathing fire. Proof? What sort of proof? Did you capture something on the tape recorder, perhaps? Yeah, that man. Ooh, you're good, Ruffles. Sharper than a gosh dang tack. I capture all that sound on a big old beastie. Breathing fire is what I captured. Sure did. Like I didn't precisely see the guy, but boy did I hear him. Can we listen to the tape? You surely can. Let's see now. That's it. That sound, it must be what I think it is. My theory has to be correct. The truth behind the monster. The identity of the person behind all this. It's all falling into place. Miss Hart, you saw a giant eye at the window of the storeroom, did you not? Yep, exactamundo.
Yep, snapped a picture of it too. Even if you can't rightly see it too well.
You can't see it right now, but... Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! You imagine your image analyzer. Can we borrow it again? Sure, but, what do you want to look at, sir? The photograph right here. Gotcha, I'm on it! The clue we're looking for must be here. We just have to find it. Let's see, let's Archie zoom in. Well, we see the eye.
Eureka!
That's...
See? I done told y'all. Source his own dang self.
You just clock in right now, Gumshoe? What other photo being Oh, listen. You saw the expression on his face. He was not with us at the moment. The monster commanded by the little architect of the whole scheme.
Monster? Hold it! You're finally willing to admit it? That he's dang well real? That big bad bull himself?
Objection!
It did. A little unnecessary. No, because it does also make Gumshoe look a little dumber. Which is one of the things the game did better. But, than the prequel, but still faltered with. No, because that isn't our source at all. It's the eye of a completely different giant beast entirely. Take a look at this if you would.
The very big circus flyer? Oh wait, look!
You see it, the enormous flying balloon. That's the real monster. The sound Miss Lloyd thought was the creature breathing fire. Come on, you really gonna bring me to crashing down to earth like that? That's how balloons fly, huh? They burn gas to make hot air? He's a detective, he should be— yeah, that's true. Yeah, that would have been nice. They really need to, like, let go of the grips of, like, making Gumshoe incompetent. Like, don't make him an absolute buffoon. There's a limit of buffoonery that I can accept with him. They do, and our culprit was able to use the hot air balloon. Or carry Kay up to the roof of the big building without ever going near the elevator.
So this culprit, he got something to do with the circus.
Remember, he's the one that found Maya and Sean. Yeah, exactly. He's a trooper. He's pretty damn good at his job. Circus worker, friend of the Bronxer, son of Augusto. I mean, yeah, no, he's very competent. Like, he's really good. He may not be very good, like, with, Thor intelligent, but he's really good when thinking on his feet. Whoa, whoa, whoa. You're not serious? You forgot to mention trainee in animal tamer. It's hard to believe. I have done a Heathcliff's Ericling solo for Kanto 6 finale. That's impressive. But he's the one who's been pulling the strings the whole time. That's right. Simeon Saint is the one behind all this.
Simeon? But for everything? Really? I don't believe you. We trusted him, and he trusted us. You can't tell me it was all lies. That would be too horrible.
Yeah, and your Heathcliff is also over-leveled. I'm sorry, Kay. I think the line of him currently has the machine ready. Yeah, that's true. Who was that? Hey, where do you think you're going, old man? Nothing escapes you, does it, young pup? My congratulations, Mr. Edgeworth. But now I know the truth. My business here is done. No! What? No, Mr. Canese, wait! Oh no! Physical violence upon the protagonist, oh my! Damn it! He disappeared! Are you okay, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't worry, I'm fine, but... Damn you! Are you alright, Sean? He killed my dad, he did, right? There's no easy way to saying this, but... Apparently these people are injecting cement under their scalp for some reason to get elongated heads like this man. Oh, that's... I do not... Oh my god, no way. I'm a little, disturbed by this fact. That does not sound healthy. I mean, I know that, like, in ancient, like, in Aztec societies, but, like, in a lot of, ancient society, it's plastic. I see. Sorry, Sean. It would appear that he did. He won't get away with it! I'll make him pay! Some way, somehow, some way, I'll... Overrule! No, Sean! You mustn't do such things. You mustn't say such things! I'm sorry, but Mr. Edgeworth, you'll have to forgive us both. I just put the call out, sir. All units on the lookout for Mr. Canese. I don't mean to hurry everybody, but we'd better be on our way too. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, where do you think we'll find our mastermind? I suppose you're right. We should go after the mastermind right now. He said he had to practice for the show, which means he'd be at the circus. Before we leave, there's something I'd like to ask of you, Agent Lang. There is? What? Once a beast has been sighted, the next step is to plan its capture. When we arrive, there's something we need to try and find as a matter of priority. I know the sumo wrestlers doing the taller and thus enter bigger rings above their weight class. I mean, what I actually thought of it is like about like how in ancient, like in a bunch of like ancient societies, people will use like different like clamps or hats, like in order to like shape their heads. It's kind of like the orchid. It's kind of like the lotus feet in Chinese society. Detective, I'd like you to look into something that's been bothering me about this Sean's kidnapping. Yes, sir!
I want to help too, Mr. Edgeworth.
Good. There's somebody I'd like you to try and contact. If Saint really is our mastermind, we're going to need this person's help. Between our many encounters, I have suspected a thing, even though he was right there in front of me. I messed up. There's no other way of putting it, but I'm going to put things right once and for all. Seems like we're getting another TBC. You send me a Heathcliff singing in the shower? Yeah. Anyways, I'm going to get something to drink and also to do a stretch, so I'll be back in a few minutes. Until next time. I mean, until a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. How are you doing? Did you guys know that there are Kit Kats that are kosher for Passover? And the reason why I ate it is because, they got rid of all the non-kosher ones for the past few days. Yeah, kosher. The Kit Kat. Like, so you know how like there's in Japan there's like Kit Kat flavors for literally everything. So I just thought like it's the same, just like with just like with having it kosher for Passover. For those of you who don't know, on Passover, like during the entire holiday, then like people who eat kosher, like they can't eat raised bread. Yeah. So there's a dietary rule in Judaism that like you can't eat raised bread, or anything like with yeast, because of the story of the Exodus, in which the Jews did not have time to like raise bread, so they just made flatbreads. Yeah, and like so basically, in modern day, yeah. And I will say that kosher Kit Kat is fine. I ate it. There's not much of a difference. Flatbread's more like matzahs. I mean, I also saw like crackers still around, so I think they kind of count. But like, yeah, it can't have so like no, and like it also comes to like you can't have pizza dough. You can't even have like. I also think like they sell pasta that's like kosher for Passover. It's like. So yeah. Is durum bread flatbread? I don't know if it's kosher for Passover. Again, I'm not someone who eats kosher ever. But yeah, but like because I live in a place where like a lot of stores are mandated to like have kosher food during Passover, then I have to be like exhibited to it. And like a bunch of snack companies basically like make kosher for Passover food. Like variations. So yeah, kosher Kit Kats are fine. Aw, that sucks. Anyways, are you guys ready to start the final act? I highly doubt we're gonna be finishing the game today, but let's continue. We are about to attack a clown. You had already? Go take a drink.
Oh, hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
And these two are still here for some reason. Yeah, indeed, clown moment. Did you guys come to watch the show? Hello, Miss Berry. Mr. Saint. You're a little early, I'm afraid. We're still practicing. But I'm glad you kept your promise. Yes, I'm about you giving me this. That's so great. You're going to have so much fun. Maybe it is an Oswald reference. I think you'll even be surprised, Mr. Edgeworth. Huh? I think you've surprised me enough for one day already.
What are you talking about?
Okay, Gamercore. There's a character, there's a clown in Library of Arena whose name is Oswald. And he's a weird cryptid, and he's a weird, and he's a fucking weirdo is what he is.
What are you talking about?
Would you mind looking at this photograph, Miss Berry? That's the eye painted on the balloon he used to advertise the circus, correct?
Oh, yeah. What is it? What is this exactly?
Yeah, and he has animals made out of people stitched together. And that's one of the fucked up things he does. Not just animals, just circus performers. I have a strong suspicion that the balloon was used by the criminal we're looking for.
You do?
Who's usually in charge of the balloon, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, that would be Simeon. But wait, you don't mean...
Mr. Saint, you took the balloon out late the other night, didn't you? Sure, I was practicing. I'm still pretty bad at flying it, so I needed to put in some extra hours. Yeah, but Mr. Lion and Mr. Elephant are clearly made out of multiple people stitched together. Yeah, pretty much. Strange time to decide to practice. But why else would I have taken the balloon out? What are you saying? Yeah, they do. They really do. I mean, I don't know if I'd call Max Galactica a sociopath. He's just a creep. And you weren't practicing at all. You were taking an unconscious Kate to the top of the big building in order to frame her for the murder of Rosie Ringer. The security cameras never recorded Kate taking the elevator up to the roof. He do in fact be that. And the only person able to make that happen would have been you. He does in fact engage in clown-to-clown communication with the child, that's true. But Mr. Edgeworth, I don't understand. That's not what all you did. You also attacked Sean at the garbage disposal area, drugged him and carried him away. That's why you were late for the hearing at the courthouse, wasn't it? I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. Why would I do any of those things? Please, you have to believe me. I never ever do anything like that. I wish I could believe you, but I can't. Any trust I had in you has been completely destroyed. That's horrible. Why would you say that? You told me back at the jail that you believed I was innocent. Which identity has more priority, child or magical girl? Weird, interesting thought, to be honest.
You don't have to worry about that. We're friends. We know what it's like to be in your shoes. We're all part of the same club after all. Right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Unfortunately so, I'm afraid. Thank you for sharing such personal details with us. By the sound of it, you had little reason to kill Knight. If anything, you're the one most affected by his passing. And what's more, I simply don't believe a person as gentle as you is capable of murder. Rest assured, we believe in you, and we will get you out of here. I think you were talking about Tifaroth. That's just awful. I never thought you'd lie to me. Hold on, be gone. Okay, I got rid of the clickbait. Like Sailor V.
We didn't lie, I swear, Simeon,
You said you knew what it's like to be me. I trusted you. That hurts, Kate. It hurts so much.
Come on, Mr. Edgeworth. This is Simeon we're talking about. He's not a bad person.
Objection!
I see it now. That's your strategy, isn't it? With everybody. You root out their psychological weaknesses and exploit them. And without even realizing it, they wind up doing exactly what you want them to. Exactly from the behavior of one you expect from the arch manipulator behind all our recent troubles. Is the face cracking yet? I was too blind to see it before, but you won't fool me again. Simeon Saint, you are guilty of crimes too numerous to mention. I'm sorry, that made me laugh. What am I guilty of? Crimes? All of them! Oh. So, that's how you want to play it, huh? You always did have the courage of your convictions, I guess. Luckily, grinding people's self-belief to dust is kind of a hobby of mine. Oh my god, chat, the mask cracked! The face cracked! Any case, when This shell usually plays the format well. Defend being guilty and loss being a victory. You can't any... There we go! The face crack of the century! You've got a fucking do-over. That's so crazy. The murder clown. Yeah, he is a Disney princess. Well done, all of you. He also looks like a JoJo character, I'm not gonna lie. Well, this is certainly a side of him we haven't seen before. Yeah, so much for the trainee animal tamer who wouldn't have to fly. I guess that was all an act. But I'm glad we finally got to meet the real you.
Simeon, this can't be true, can it?
Truth, lies, what does it matter?
Huh?
Guys, look, his pretty sure his profile pic changed as well. Behold, guys, we have a clown on our hands! No, he's not a magical girl, just an evil clown. All you need to know is that Mr. Edgeworth here has made me very mad indeed. Oh, we're gonna have a lot of fun voicing this character, I just know it. That's a very fat cat. That's a really buff squirrel. And now, he's going to pay. Okay, back to the testimony zone we go. Sure. I went up to the balloon a couple of nights ago, but I was just practicing. My favorite motherfucker in the series. Wow, real. He's even very he's very fucker coded. Yeah, pretty much. It is a quote. It's a QOH ego. Man, I forgot. Queen of Hatred, yeah. Yeah, I didn't... Yeah, perhaps. Let's see him change into a snake then. I guess somebody took the picture when I flew by the big building. I fly around the area doing promo stuff with the circus all the time. Nothing to see here, Miles. Nothing at all. So you go up in the balloon reasonably often? Yeah, promoting the circus like I said. Is that true, Miss Berry?
Well, it's true that it's Simeon's job to go up in the balloon and spread the word. I guess just about everybody in the area would have seen him up there by now.
Well, the same balloon was used in the commission of a crime. Nonsense! I just happened to be in the area where it happened. Yeah, please watch the animation addicts of... Okay, now I should watch the animatics. Maybe we'll watch it after... Maybe we'll watch it next stream. After, like, the posting. Maybe, I think he is a magical girl in the sense that, like, all the magical girl abnormalities have two forms. So this is, like, his evil form. I will see the animatics later. Maybe I'll even stream them, once we finish the game. Somebody took a picture when I was floating past the big building. That's all. I'll be the judge of what just happened. Of whether you just happened to be nearby, thank you very much. Oh, Regina? No, I don't know if she's a magical girl. Sure, I went up to the balloon a couple of nights ago, but I was just practicing. I guess somebody just took a picture with... She does have a stick, though, but she is just an animal tamer. We don't know a whole lot about the balloon just yet. I think we should try and learn a little more about it.
Hold it!
This balloon, do you usually launch it from here in the circus? No, you need a wide open space. There's a park over by the Sunshine Coliseum. That's where I usually take off from. Oh, I see. And how did you get the balloon to the park to launch it? Nice. Love me some fan animatics. They're fun. Not by hand, for sure. That thing must weigh a few hundred pounds. It's kind of impressive that it can even get off the ground now that I think of it about it. But before, if you didn't change the subject, how do you transport the balloon? Wow, give a guy a break, will ya? It's not like I was getting... It's not like I was getting miles off track. Sheesh. We use a truck, okay? You just load it on the back and away you go. A truck, you say? Yeah. Last time I took it out would have been 2 days ago. That could be important. I better keep it in mind. Last time I took a balloon off was a truck would have been the day before last. Well, I'm afraid...
Objection!
You walked into this one, buddy. And this truck, it wouldn't happen to be blue by any chance? Huh? So what if it is? We happened to see a blue truck ourselves just today. One of the large baskets loaded on the pack. If that was the truck you told us about, then your statement about it not having moved 2 days is a lie. Oh, look, it's Emma Sky. She's also in this case. A new profile has just been added, I think. I mean, not now, but guess who's also in the party? Real Super Smash Bros. Moment. Agent Lang, Emma.
There you are, Mr. Edgeworth, at last. I've been trying to find you ever since we wrapped up the case yesterday. Kay sent me a message saying you were here, so I came right away.
And I found what you asked me to look for. It was loaded onto a truck in the parking lot out back. A blue truck. Can we cross-examine the hot air balloon? Well, we can't. It's a little too big for this. I think the truck might be the one we saw earlier today. In fact, I'm almost certain of it.
Objection!
Oh, that's such a sick objection! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! That's such a good objection. Man, you know, this game had some misses, like specifically with Gregory. I thought his objection was a little too high-pitched. But like, man, this is a swinging hit! What, just because it's blue? Like a million other trucks? What makes you so sure it's the exact same one? Gregory, not Gregor.
No, I saw it too. It's the same one for sure.
Yeah, they did everything well with Simeon.
Objection!
Huh? What's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth?
That wasn't me. Oh, right, he's really good at vocal imitations. I remember it. He does a gato. Worthless are the words of a man who can back up his claim with evidence. That was a Fire Emblem reference.
Wow, you sound just like him.
Show me. I demand proof. I must be able to prove it somehow. It's the same truck, I'm sure of it.
Huh? What are you doing, Mr. Edgeworth? Why are you touching the truck?
The engine's cold, which means it's been here for a while. Ravioli, ravioli, go fuck a dragon lolly. Oh no! No!
No way. You can just tell from that?
What can I use to prove it's the same truck? How about fingerprint dusting? I think that's the one. I'd like to have the truck dusted for fingerprints. Huh? Why would you want to do that? Because I expect to find a certain very specific set of prints. And if I do, that'll prove beyond all doubt that it's a truck we saw in front of the big building. Yeah, by the way, what? Whose prints will prove it was the truck we saw? It was mine! Yours? You think you're going to find your own prints on there? Oh, you mapped the Limbus Company predictions? Yeah, sure. I'll write them in chat. I'll get to them. Ears? You think you're going to find your own prints on there? I do. Because I put my hand on your truck when I saw it in front of the big building. I'm really fond of Noe, TBH. I have a fan theory why she might be another Naga situation. Where God is just reincarnated again, considering all... Yeah, Noe wasn't that interesting. I predict World Purgus will happen on the 24th. We'll get 2 weeks, and the third week only to exchange reward. Kanto 8 on the 15th. Oh man, I am so hyped for Kanto 8. My personal theory is that we're getting a tournament arc. Yeah, but alas, you do want an accessible Manakete. I mean, this Fire Emblem is, like, Awakening was in a situation where it not only needed to save the franchise, but also reintroduce it to, like, a brand new audience. So I understand the logistics over having a new dragon character, but I see where it's coming from. Oh, that'll be really fucking cool. No, he's the only Manakete like that, maybe beside Bantu. That's fair. Like dragons being reincarnations. I see. I don't remember Bantu. He's from the first game, isn't he? There's a lot of really cute fan art of him, and I see that he was also a unit in Fire Emblem. Manakete, not a manatee. It's a type of dragon, and it's a mini dragon, basically. Famer, I see. Emma, could you lend us your scientific skills one more time?
That's what I'm here. That's why I'm here. One moment, please. Alrighty, take it away, Mr. Edgeworth.
Huh? Me?
Of course. Who else did you think was going to do it?
You?
Don't worry, it's easy. I'll show you how.
Fine. Although I don't see why I can't do it yourself.
So, just spread the powder over the area you want to search for prints. Like this.
Moving the cursor around and pressing space will allow me to adjust the area with powder.
It sticks to fingerprints, so once you found one, make sure to dump plenty on there. And then blow it away, and then blow away the excess.
Blow it all away?
Yeah, with your mouth. Like that.
I remember blowing so much on my DS when I had the forensics game in the first one. It's fingerprint powder. That's fair. Wait, you can't date Tiki as male Robin?
Alright, you got all that?
Yes, thank you. Now to try it for real.
Oh, there's no such thing as too much powder, by the way. Go crazy!
You can, but Robin is an exception. Yeah, that's fair. And also Sairi, don't forget her. I'm pretty sure that's Sairi. Oh wait, but like in there it's all subtext, not anything else. I remember really liking Sairi back in the day. She was one of my main units. There we go. Wait, we need to take care of the bottom. Perfect. Yeah, she is the lesbian. That's true, that's true.
That's it! That's a nice clean print you got there.
Wait, isn't... Wait, what about Priam? No, I think Priam is Gen 1, isn't he? Can we compare to my prince right away?
Yep, leave it to me.
Oh, and he's not even canon. Okay, that's fair.
That confirms it. Mr. Edgeworth's print? It's Mr. Edgeworth's print, all right.
And with that, another lie is exposed. Yeah. So what were you doing in the truck? Oh, just driving around for fun, you know.
Objection!
Yeah, he is basically DLC. Kay was abducted 2 nights ago. Your balloon was sighted nearby. And today, another abduction, this time involving a truck supposedly used to transport garbage. And your truck was sighted nearby.
Objection!
Coincidence. Nothing more. Nothing more. You want me to believe that you were near the scene of the 2 separate abductions? Simply by chance? Just be honest. You were involved in both. Yeah, big lesbian line. What makes you think they were even connected?
Objection!
A certain very important piece of evidence, that's what. Oh, this should be good. What connects Kay and Sean's abductions? In my dream, I crashed a boat on the tower of a submarine that decided to emerge right in front of me. As a result, the injuries, for some reason, my testicles became too volatile and I had to get around on a wheelchair for the rest of my dream. The sinners from Libris Company were there for some reason. That's... Wow. I can't believe I allowed to put this on chat. I had to manually confirm it to myself. Listen, as long as you're not saying slurs, then it's fine to like say your weird posts, but it's gonna be on the internet forever and you're just gonna have to live with it.
Take that!
This is a public restaurant. Kay was drugged with a dose of a powerful sedative. And the bottle of sedative was found right where Sean was being held captive. The very same brand, no less.
Objection!
Yes, please. That was a good one. Ma'am, this is a Wendy's, absolutely. Huh. I knew you'd try something like this. So the same sedative was used. So what? Does that mean everything's connected? You know as well as I do, that doesn't prove anything for sure. Yeah! We must have something. There must be a piece of evidence that can tie him to both crimes. Cops, prosecutors, you, Miles. You're all the same at the end of the day. You force the evidence to fit the crime, or you flat out make it up. Just as long as somebody goes to jail. Considering the fact that he was fucked up by Excelsius Winner and Fifi Lagarde, he is not wrong. He is raising a valid point about a lot of characters in this game, in the series. You're no different than a certain other evidence tamperer we had the misfortune of meeting.
Objection!
No, I'm nothing like him.
Objection!
Then show me. Hit me with your killer piece of evidence. You must have one, right? Ugh, it's no use. You don't have anything that can tie him directly to both kidnappings. Okay. You about done, Miles? No more cheap shots left to fire? Great. Well, I have a show to be rehearsing for, so if you don't mind...
Objection!
Looks like it's my turn. Hey, come on now, you two. There's no need to get all hot under the collar. Wouldn't want your good looks running down your face now, would we, Simeon, old pal? What are you sticking your nose for? Hey, I just sensed the vibe getting a little harsh and heavy, yeah? Thought I ought to lighten the mood. Help me out here, Kay. Lift your spirits with a little dose of the old great thief magic.
You don't have to tell me twice. Okay, let's see if I can do Simeon's voice. Here goes! Objection?
Have fun with the game. Yeah, thank you. Were you auto-censored, Gamercore? What are you... Take this seriously, will you? Thought you could do with somebody running a little interface for you, Milester? Not the most ethical approach, I know, but... Again, Kay! Again! We can worry about whether or not this is the right thing to do later. I can't believe they're using his trick against him. Oh, it's a Twitch link. Anyways, thank you. I saw... maybe I'll edit it later, if I'll have the energy. This is my last chance to try and prove the connection between Mr. Saint and his crimes. Let's forget the kidnappings for now. Is there anything else that suggests he's our mastermind? Of course. Denise was looking for a secret string puller too. The young pup, as he called him. If I could prove that Mr. Saint was the same young pup, then perhaps... And what evidence do I have that might point to him being involved in the scenes?
Take that!
That's not it. Well, I can't say I'm intrigued. Alright. Join the dots for me! Huh, with pleasure. Now if you look here and hold this like this... Oh my god, is he breaking the first... Oh no, Mr. Edgeworth, that's all wrong! Totally wrong! Yo! You didn't have to join in, Kay! Has to be something. I absolutely forgot that Kay imitates him. That's so funny. Man, she's such a goof. Kay Faraday, my beloved. I think, yeah, that's pretty understandable. My favorite, Awakening unit. I mean, I don't really remember my least favorite Awakening unit, but my favorite Awakening unit is Ingo. I really like him. Ingo, and I also love, wow, what's his face? Lanku? I find him kind of endearing. He may dislike women, but I like him. I also remember, like, when I first played the game, back in middle school, I actually S-ranked him first, and that's why he's very meaningful to me. I really want to make an Ingo Crom son for my next Crom. That could be fun. A Cromingo. A Cromingo. It wasn't a I think it was the correspondence letter, wasn't it? I think you and Mr. Knight were both communicating with this person, Mr. Canese. Huh. And that same person. Might as well be our secret string puller. That's right. Our mastermind was involved in Canese and Knight's correspondence chest exchanges. If I can prove that Mr. Saint was the hidden intermediary between the two of them. Alright, that's enough. This is getting painful. You don't have anything, and I have to practice for the show, so if you don't mind. He's the only Crom non-Lucina child where we know where his brand is. His supports with Crom and Lucina are really cool, and you make him a Dreadfighter, you can use the Book of Naga. Oh, that's pretty strong.
Objection!
Thank you, Mr. Fender. I can take it from here, and I can't take any more of your interventions. Ooh, just look at that face. Yeah, I like it. Malzarino's back in the game for sure.
I'm Simeon, the funny clown. Look at me. I'm, juggling.
Okay, you can stop now. Mr. Saint, you're a fan of chess, I take it. Huh? Where did that come from? And being Crom's son, he inherits the rightful king. Oh, that's nice. Chess? Sure, I don't hate it. Our secret string puller was playing correspondence chess with Mr. Canese.
Objection!
I thought Bronco was the one playing chess with Canese. You're saying he was your so-called mastermind?
Objection!
No, it wasn't him. Whoever it was went on manipulating events even after Knight's death. Take a look at this letter if you would. Who do you think could have written it? I believe it was the person who had inserted himself between Mr. Knies and Knight. Lucina and Ingo's support imply Ingo is the wielder of the falchion, but let's be a little... That's fair. Also, I think it's funny how, like, in this scenario, it means Liam O'Brien and Laura Bailey are playing siblings again. That's neat. Why would I go back to all that trouble? That's crazy! To make it appear the two men were connected and communicating directly with one another. Twins again! Woo! The very fact that led Fifi Lagarde to murder him.
What? You're saying he set that up to try and get Mr. Knight killed?
Objection.
Listen to yourself. What do you think you am? Some kind of evil puppet master? Literally summons animals a minute beforehand. You've seen me. I can barely get the animals to do what I want. If we can find one of the letters they passed between Knight and Knies, that would prove the connection that beyond the doubt. I'd like to have your room searched. I believe we might find letters? You won't. Trust me. True as well. What? Once I'm done with something, I put it straight in the trash. Wait, so who do you pair Sumiya with? I know that Sumiya and Gaius are also pretty cute together. Guess I'm not the sentimental type. Why get hung up in the past, right? Gah! He must have disposed of any incriminating items in order to cover his tracks. Guess he went without the evidence he needed once again, huh? That's a bad habit, you know. That's real valid. What do we do now? Are we out of options? You accuse me of betraying my friend and you don't even have any proof? You're despicable. Who was that?
Oh, hi!
Miss Berry. What does she want?
Sorry, it's just... I was thinking about what you were saying and... This Knight person, you mean Bronco, right? Simeon's friend?
Yes, what of it? Does she know something?
A letter came from him this morning, for Simeon.
What? What did you... How is that possible? Knight is dead. Miss Berry, we need to see this letter right away.
Sure, here you go.
She looks super smug in this sprite. I love it.
Let's open it up, shall we?
It's another correspondence chess letter.
The next move is from the game with Mr. Knies.
Can anybody smell checkmate? Can't wait to see your face when you lose. But you're never going to beat me. Not at chess. It's postmarked with the 26th of March. The day before Knight died. Ooh, this is interesting. I guess it must have gotten held up en route.
Well, we do move around a lot. It's part of being a traveling circus. Our mail arrives late all the time.
Interesting is addressed directly to you, Mr. Saint. God. This is it, isn't it? The proof we need that you were the one facilitating Mr. Knies and Knight's games. On the letters you would have transcribed into Braille, in order to create the illusion that they were somehow connected. Curse you, Bronco! You're still getting in my way now, you're still getting in my way even now? I hate you! I hate you!
Simeon, how could you? Mr. Knight was your only friend.
We weren't friends. I stopped thinking he was my friend 18 years ago.
Right around the time of the I-7 incident, in other words. I nearly froze to death because of him. I was just about to head out and meet my dad at the contest. But then Bronco showed up. He pinned me down and tied me up. He was crying the whole time, whining on and on. I'm sorry, but my dad says I have to do this. If I don't do what he says, he'll go so scary. Okay, so the kids weren't mixed around. Yeah, it is kind of funny. Thank you for the Ingo content in the DMs. I really appreciate it.
Stop it! Bronco, stop it! I have to go meet my dad, I promised! If I'm not there to taste his candy for him, he'll be so upset!
Okay, so the kids weren't switched. I see, the game isn't pulling switcheroony at me.
He needs me! If I don't go, he won't be able to show everybody he's the best in the world!
But no, he locked me in that car with him. The two of us nearly died. He thought he could get out, but when he tried that door, it was frozen shut. We were trapped. And that's how I lost my dad.
What? You lost your dad?
Yeah, Bronco's dad killed mine. He was the son of a murderer. Wait. Oh, so they did mix up the children. What does it mean? That doesn't match up with what we know at all. Simeon, the victim in the I-7 incident is a guy named Artie Frost. Yeah, that was my dad's name. My memories got kind of scrambled that day. What little I remembered was pretty mixed up. So I didn't find out until later that my dad was murdered. The murderer was a man named Carmelo Gusto, a confectioner. Really? I never knew Bronco's father's name. Maybe I chose not to remember. Ugh, just as thinking about this sicko would just kill my dad turns my stomach. Wow, I completely I think I'm a little jumbled here. I think, is Saint wrong? Mr. Saint, are you sure you didn't know the name of the murderer until just now? Do you think I'd sit down on it if I did? No, I'd have reported him to the police straight away. All I knew that Bronco's dad tricked my dad. And that's how I knew my dad was the one who was killed that day. Bronco was a traitor. He helped his father murder mine. He was the son of a cold-blooded killer. He deserved to die!
Objection!
I'm sorry, Mr. Saint, but you've made a mistake. A big one. A mistake? What do you mean? Artie Frost was a sculptor. He'd been working in France not so long before the murder, under the name Paul Holique. So I hear. But I didn't remember anything about that. I wish I could. Yeah, it's a really cool concept. I don't want to restart my current run though. I really like the Rightful King Dread. That's nice. The biggest issue with Ingo as Crumbs is that Olivia's... That's fair. It's a little harder to obtain. Huh? Is this your idea of a joke? Well, it's not funny. Not at all. You're right. It's not. But you need to know the uncomfortable truth. This piece of evidence proves that you are not Artie Frost's son.
Take that!
Now, this is really sad. Huh? Bronco's chest set and a ring? Yes. Take a look at this ring for me if you would. What does the engraving tell you? It's two letters, right? It is. It is. This is the seal which Paul Holique used to mark his works. And it was found next to Artie Frost's body 18 years ago. Why would Bronco hide a memento of my father? The police looked for Frost's son for a long time, and eventually they found him. The ring was handed over to the man they were able to prove was his child, Bronco Knight. Whoa, but that's not... That would mean I was... Precisely, that you are in fact the son of Carmelo Gusto. No, that can't be. I'm My dad was... I remember. Don't I? Bronco tied me up and locked me in that car. It was his fault I lost my dad. He deserved to die, didn't he? No way. No way. So I get to see your circus thing even though I'm in jail? I was looking forward to the next move in our little chess game. So the show is just the icing on top. Yeah, I think you'll enjoy it. I will. And hey, come back soon, okay? I'll be mulling over my next move in the meantime. Oh, speaking of which, I put a little something in your chess set. But you can take a look at it later. Oh my god, he put the knife inside! Oh fuck! A little something. No idea what it might be, but thanks. If you hadn't detained me 18 years ago, it wouldn't have had to end up like this. Huh? Did you say something? Me? Oh, it was nothing. Goodbye, Bronco, and farewell. I did all that? And now you're telling me it was my father who killed Broncos? And what was all this for? I don't want to wind up dead too. I didn't want to be weak and vulnerable. That's why I tried to be like Kanice. That's why I started to stay in touch with him all these years. And there we have it. The truth at last. Mr. Saint, you were Mr. Kanice's correspondence chess partner. And you were the one manipulating events this whole time. You're right! It was me! It was me all along! At last, he's finally telling me the truth. I was the one who witnessed the murder 12 years ago. But you knew that already. What a fucked up little kid. He also had to witness a murder. The president's assassination, just as we thought. Which means he's the one who drew the picture. And they knew it too. That's why. Lagarde kept questioning me. Day in and day out. It got so I couldn't face what I knew the next day would bring. I was a nervous wreck. Who could blame me for wanting to get out of there? But I imagined it wasn't as easy as simply running away. Winter would have sent his men after you. No matter where I went, they were on to me. They never stopped coming. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. I couldn't sleep at night. Even the smallest noise had me chasing shadows. It drove me crazy. They absolutely broke this kid's psyche, I swear to God. So I joined a circus. At least that way, moving from place to place was part of the job. My whole life, I've just been against the chief prosecutor and the warden of the prison. No regular person could hope to stand out to people like that. From the time I was a child, I had nobody! But they weren't even the worst of it. The body double was behind it all, controlling everything! He may have been a fake, but he was the president of an entire country. What hope did I have? There was only one person I can turn to. Kanice, the man who saved my life. He wasn't like Bronco. He really did want to help me. That's quite a claim. Strange to think how famously with this assassin winning the admiration of a child he saved. He showed me how to stop being a victim, to stop being hunted, and become a hunter myself. And they all became my prey. But I doubt you even imagined the body double would go as far as to call up their country's police. No, I sure didn't. And as long as Winter was around, no evidence was ever going to stand. He even managed to ruin things this morning. Lagarde almost got away with it again.
But I know now, like the back of my hand. I could see exactly how it was going to go down. So he saw right through their plan. No Chairman Winner would try to suppress the evidence in Water Lagarde's trial. I see. That's why you kidnapped Sean, correct? You want to force a guilty verdict regardless of the presence of evidence or the rule of law.
Objection.
Maybe I did. But how else was I going to make them pay for what happened 12 years ago? Whatever helps you sleep at night. But Winner pulled one last surprise, didn't he? He tried to kidnap Sean himself in the hope of influencing the verdict. Yeah, bless me. I think I might go back. I think I'm gonna go get some water. My throat is getting kind of parched. I'll see you guys in a bit. Enjoy the banger in the meantime. Okay, we're back. Okay, let's go. In other words, you chose the exact same course of action as the man you so fervently claimed to hate.
Objection.
That's only if I'd actually kidnapped anyone at all. I'd never do anything so wicked. Never ever. Me? Commit a crime? No, 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 no. Oh, fuck! Oh, shit. I thought I turned it off. There we... Oh, is the stream off? Oh my god. Here we go. God, I'm sorry. That was the misclick of the century. Yeah, I did mistake. I made mistakes. Mistakes were made, chat. And if they hadn't done what they did, my revenge wouldn't have been nearly as fun.
Objection.
So you admit, your motive in all this was nothing more than revenge. Sure, I admit it. So what? I despised every single one of them. But here's the kicker. I didn't kill anybody. The most you can blame me for is writing the odd letter here and there. A quick note to ring her to tell her about the winner. Another to him, so he knew about her. But the fact they wanted to kill each other and none of them succeeded, that was all on them. So you take no responsibility for the fact your actions resulted in multiple murders? Right! Same thing at Gourd Lake. People are much easier to control than animals, you know. The whole fake assassination plot? I handed it out to Bronco in a plate. It was part of the plan too. So Rook's murder was...
Objection!
No. That was all Bronco's idea. Nothing to do with me at all. Still, it moved things in the right direction, wouldn't you say? Isn't fate a crazy thing? You can't talk like that about a murder. Setting Lagarde up was easy, too. I just made it seem like Knight and Kenise were in contact with each other. And slipped the chisel inside the chess set. So it was you put it there? Yes, it was. I thought it might point to everybody nicely in Kenise's direction. Worked out pretty well. Even if I do say so myself. Who knew that Who knew that would be all it took to make that awful woman murder poor Bronco? I guess she got to where she just saw enemies everywhere she looked. I know the feeling. Even the smallest thing can send your paranoia into overdrive. And then, things get ugly very quickly. I had front row seat for the whole show! You were the last piece to be put on play, of course. Who, me? You saw both cases, and finally brought down Winner and Lagarde. I guess you could say your powers of deduction were the weapon that put an end to them both.
Objection!
I didn't solve those cases for your sake. Sure, you didn't know you were doing me a favor. You were just playing at being attorney for a little while, right? What did you say? All I had to do was cower and say no a few times. And you rode to my rescue like the hero you are. Yeah, I was getting arrested a part of your plan too. No, that wasn't something I expected, I have to admit. I never thought they'd take the chisel for the murder weapon. That was a real plot twist. Made my blood run cold, for sure. But then who should come through with the tournament at the end to end all turnabouts? Wow. The greatest of legal minds of the generation, my knight in shining armor. I bet it felt pretty good saving me like that, huh? You ought to thank me, you know. I don't do that for many people. You're wrong. He wasn't playing at being your attorney. He was trying to help you, because helping people is what Mr. Edgeworth does. He helped me right when I needed it most. Okay. Oh, did he? You sure he just wasn't trying his dear departed daddy's shoes for size? No, that's not what he was doing. Come on, K-Meister. Don't let this clown get you down. Come on, K-Meister. Don't let this clown get you down. He's projecting, plain and simple. Painting other folks with his own grubby brush. Oh, he got him straight in the heart. It's not just that he doesn't trust other people. The poor kid doesn't even understand the concept. He's an absolute foil to this fucking game. Doing something for somebody else's sake? Forget about it. He'll never understand. You think I care what you have to think about me, to say about me? Consider this for a second. I've gotten my revenge on everybody I set out to get it from, and yet, you cannot prove I incited anything. Think about it. Yeah, Simeon fucking won. For now. I never actually did anything. What's my crime exactly? Explain it to me. You think you can pin an incitement charge on me? Read my letters. I don't mention murder anywhere. If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say I encouraged them. But it's the same story as always, I'm afraid. You can't prove I did anything at all. That's not true. You kidnapped me. Sorry, but did I miss the part where you prove that? Yeah. Simeon Saint is such a subversion of expectation because we actually have a villain who won. Like, even Excelsius Winner and Von Karma, who were powerhouses, they did not win. They never won. All I ever admitted to was sending letters. Letters which didn't threaten, coerce, or encourage anybody to do anything. He really reminds me of the big bad evil villain of the Great Ace Attorney. Not in the sense that like he achieved all his goals, but like the fact he was a pusher, the fact that like he managed to take so many lives without lifting a finger. I am not gonna say who it is for the sake of no spoilers. I just passed on what you might call pertinent information. Yeah, he's a slippery one, I'll give him that. There's gotta be something we can do. What about this? Excitement stuff he's talking about? Incitement stuff, Kay. It means to encourage or direct another person to commit a crime. In the eyes of the law, it's seen equivalent to committing the crime itself. So then we just need to prove he told them to do it. You say that like it's going to be easy. Yes, maybe you're not that big on due process after all. You think you can just make me carry the can for murders I had nothing to do with? Think again. I don't even have to talk to you if I don't want to. In fact, why am I still talking to you? I can think of one reason. The tent is surrounded. There is nowhere left to run. Really? You don't think I planned my escape too? What if, just to pluck an idea out of nowhere, I train all these vicious wild beasts to attack on command, for example? All I'd have to do is say the word, then slide off stage in the chaos. What? You wouldn't. I'm just spitballing, but you'd pay to see that, wouldn't you? I could just as easily take Sean hostage with my gun. With the gun I may or may not have in my pocket. Yeah. You know what? That would make for a killer show! Wow, Game Record. I am having so much fucking fun voicing this clown. Trapped in a room with the sociopath is such a cool ending for the game too. Abso-fucking-lutely. You will do no such thing! It's hard to know what lengths she might actually be prepared to go to. But knowing what we do about him already, we have to be prepared for the worst. Fine, I'll humor you. But once the curtain goes up on this little performance, it better be a lively one. Bore me and we're done here, alright? Let's see if you can keep me entertained, shall we? God, he's not going to give me an inch. There must be something we can do. We can't let his crimes go unpunished. Wait, is this, Think about it. I never actually did anything. This is like the Albatross examination, but a little better constructed. I just really like how 2 years later, the writers of the game just learned a lot of lessons from the first one and made the things that didn't work about the first game work. This is like... This blows the Alba confrontation, which I am going to say is not the worst moment. Like, this is not the worst moment in the game. It's not that bad. But I also played the game in increments. I didn't play the 5 hours of the final act straight. But yeah, this is much better. You think you can put an incitement charge with me? Read my letters.
Do you think he's telling the truth? He really didn't incite everybody to do anything?
I don't think that's possible. We clearly intend for those murders to happen.
You're right.
We just have to prove that intent. If only we can find a way. Okay, I'm gonna save. Something tells me that the bloody letter is our hint. Is our ace in the hole.
Objection!
It is not. I am not taking this penalty. I am not taking this penalty. No way, Jose. Let's see. If I press statements, do I get penalized for it? Nope. Nowhere at all. What? You didn't look? I can give you a minute if you like. Oh, he's clearly confident that I won't find anything. He must have planned those letters down to the last word. Look, I don't want to teach you how to do your job, but if you can't prove I encouraged them to commit those murders, your incitement charges goes up in smoke. Too bad, so sad, huh, Miles? If I did, maybe you'd have a case. Maybe you could say encourage them.
Hold it!
I know for a fact you made those murders happen.
Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made Big Bad Chairman Winner kill little Miss Rosie Ringer.
What? You told me yourself.
Objection!
Did I? And you can prove it? If you can't, this ends here. Just ask yourself, could a sweet innocent boy have done those things you're saying? No. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Without proof, we have nowhere to go with this. We could only prove what he said on the phone call. Let's see. The same story as always. What do you mean by that? Why does that matter? That's not important here. You know what is important though? That you can prove nothing! Nothing! Till we have some way of showing that he's guilty, we're just going to continue floundering. I thrust items of evidence in front of him or hope for the best, or I go over it with one more time. Whichever method I choose, proof is the only way we're going to get anywhere here. He confessed me over the telephone. He told me he was the one who made Chairman Winter kill Rosie Ringer. I just need to find a piece of evidence that proves the... I think it's, I'm gonna take a wild guess here, buds. I think it's the tape.
Objection!
Nope, not the tape. Not the tape. Not the tape. Not the tapos. Maybe I needed to say. Maybe I need to present it in this one.
Objection!
No, that's not it. Oh, my bad.
Objection.
I don't want. No, I do not. I do not want to lose my so much health. Oh no. No. I'm gonna save here. So yeah, we need to look at the evidence one more time and see where it is.
Objection.
Nope, it's not the bug. By the way, I want to check something. Yeah, this is the arranged soundtrack. I don't understand why I don't hear any of the new things.
Objection.
Nope, not it. Okay, let's see. This is definitely one of the tougher testimonies to crack. Especially because the game explicitly tells you, present evidence. So we need to see if we have any proof about the phone, in which case I cannot find it at the moment. Yeah, this is the Sean rehearsal one. Hello, welcome to the stream. I am currently trying to figure out which evidence I need to present here.
Hold it.
You've encouraged others to commit murder, and those murders were duly committed. If I can prove it, you will be punished just as if you've done the deed yourself.
Yeah. What was the word for it again? I forgot already.
Incitement, Kay. Chevin Winner, Warren Lagarde, and Bronco Knight. All were criminals in their own right, and they committed unforgivable acts. But all were induced to commit those acts by somebody behind the scenes. This man right here. Oh ho 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 ho! You really don't hold back, do you, Miles? But it doesn't change anything.
Hold it.
Nowhere at all. What, you didn't look? I can give you a minute if you'd like.
Hold it. Objection.
How can we prove what he said on the phone call? Chat, if you guys have any guidance at all, that would be really nice. Admirable, even. Did you do the attack? Oh no, I have not done that yet. Maybe that's it. Let's see. Crushing approximately 11 p.m. I mean, I don't see, unless we're talking about another autopsy report. No, I'm not winning. I'm stuck on a case. The tape. Oh, the rehearsal tape. Unless you're talking about like, oh, I think I did try it. I did. Maybe I presented it to the wrong statement.
Objection!
Maybe I just needed to present it in the wrong... Maybe I just need to present it, like, in the right statement. Oh, man. Maybe you should go lie down? That's what I would do. Oh, fourth statement tape. I see. Yeah, we can do that.
Objection!
Okay, so it was a matter of placing it. I think I was right with the evidence, I just didn't know what to put. Who is this suave clown? Oh, it's the true culprit of the game. The mastermind. I'm afraid you're wrong. I have proof that you meant for at least one murder to happen. Because you said so yourself.
Yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Truth is, I was the one who made the big, bad chairman winner kill little Miss Rosie Ringer.
Yeah, I'm not... I said that? Weird. I don't remember. I know you think you can worm your way out of everything. But this time you're wrong. Oh, yeah. Yes, because our conversation was being recorded. By somebody intercepting a signal from this very listening device you planted. It was? You got a conversation with a clown here on tape? That's what you're trying to tell us? No. Long's he says. A schemer's schemes will swallow him in the end. Miss Lloyd, could you play the tape, please? You bet I can. Okay, so there's still a reason for Lloyd to be here. Got it! It was this part right here.
Mr. Edgeworth, that's Judge Gavel's cell phone.
Who is this? You're the one who abducted Kay.
I can't hear Mr. Edgeworth.
Sorry. It was right around here.
I was surprised as...
Oh no.
Huh? That's weird.
Is something wrong, Miss Lloyd?
I'll say. Seems we maybe didn't quite catch the part on tape.
Oh no. What?
Why? How could it be there? Poor babies. You think I'd leave myself wide open like that? Well, think again. There's something a little special about a bug, you see. It can be turned on and off remotely. What? I never knew they make those.
Remote control bugs. Sure, they exist, but...
So you switch it off. To avoid being recorded. Bingo!
Objection!
But how? You would have had to know we were being recorded in the first place.
Objection!
And I did. Of course I did. It was so obvious that someone was eavesdropping. And that's because... Miss Lloyd, was it? You know about the kid prosecutor's kidnapping without any prompting. No. You heard the whole conversation. I did indeed, old pal. But I must say, I thought you would have figured out that much sooner.
Hey, Gira. I just joined Let the Gorilla in the background free. Did nothing wrong, yeah. I mean, it is a circus, but I agree. Monkey did absolutely nothing wrong. You know, Chad, I think I'm gonna go for like a few more minutes. Because I see we have a bit of a crowd here. Now, where were we again? We are currently in the final confrontation of Ace Attorney Investigations. Oh yeah, at the part where you couldn't prove the incitement. It was game over. Ah well. Aw, shucks. My tape ain't gonna be no use to anybody after all. Wait, if this is a circus, does it mean the part where Edward says the line? No, that's in game 2. That happens in Justice for All, unfortunately. The clown circus line. If only that were true. Hey, K-Meister.
Yeah?
The old buggeroo. He was hidden under your pin the whole time, right? That shake anything loose from the old brain tree?
I don't know. Give me a sec to think. You're the only one who's been directly in contact with him before.
Objection!
So sad. Relying on flawed evidence. Desperately trying to make it stick. Well, that's quite enough for that now. Next topic, please. Huh? He's trying to steer us away from our current line of inquiry.
You're the one who's been directly in contact with him before.
Only one. Kay had a one-to-one encounter with him only recently. What if the sound at that point in time had been recorded? Miss Lloyd, how long were you recording the intercepts from the bug for?
Started about, let's see now, 2 nights back?
In which case, during which time frame would likely to find Mr. Saint's voice on tape? Let's try 2 nights ago. Mr. Saint abducted Kay and took her up to the roof of the big building 2 nights ago. What if there was a recording from around that time? Miss Lloyd, quickly, play us the tape you have from the night before last. Huh? Oh, sure thing. Wow, she's actually more useful than Lotta Hart.
That's the sound of a balloon.
Indeed it is. Around that time I imagine Mr. Saint would have been transporting you in it. Which means it can't have been too far away from you or the bug. Is there anything else on the recording, I wonder? Oh, fuck!
Wait, that noise!
That was a gunshot! No, that was a gunshot! Zzz, bzz. You turned the bug off then too, it seems. Unluckily for you, you're a little late in doing so. There is no escaping it now. That gunshot ties you directly to this case. What are you talking about? Nobody ever mentioned a gun. He's wrong. Somebody involved in this case discharged a firearm. I just need to remember who it was and present the piece of evidence that proves it. Which piece of evidence shows a gun was used in an incident related to this case? Well, it's the autopsy report.
Take that!
It's written right here in the president's autopsy report. Traces of gunshot residue were detected on his hand. Ugh. And where was Kay when the gunshot was recorded? That's right. She was in the balloon being taken by you to the top of the big building. However, the roof wasn't as deserted as you needed it to be. Yes, I was there with the president. Wait, not long after we started talking, he noticed something and told me to leave. Oh my god, he shot in a fucking balloon! And if a gunshot rang out the window shortly after that. Don't tell me you didn't hear it yourself, Mr. Saint. Not when it sounded crystal clear in the recording. Ooh, shit, we got him, boys. You just going to pretend to ignore me? What else do you expect me to do when you keep spouting your weird theories?
Knuckle back!
We didn't just hear a gunshot in that tape. If you listen carefully, you can hear that bullet hit something too. Could the president have been aiming at Mr. Saint? What would the bullet have struck? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, maybe it hit the balloon.
Take that!
I think the president was firing at the balloon. If he was, what we heard on that tape could have been the bullet hitting the basket.
Let's take a look and see, shall we?
Let's go! We're cross-examining the hot air balloon. Oh my god, this case is awesome. Hold on.
With a bullet stuck to in it.
There's a bullet hole at the bottom of this basket. I'd call that a pretty conclusive proof. I'd call that pretty conclusive proof. Well, Mr. Saint, how do you explain not just the sound of the tape, but the accompanying bullet hole? You see everything, don't you? It's pretty impressive, I have to admit. I doubt there's anything I could hide from you if you really wanted to find it. Just shut up and confess, will you? Alright. No need to get cranky. Oh shit, we're getting another testimony. Yeah, this case is fucking bananas. And I think we're gonna go for a little bit more. Even though my throat is a little parched. I'm gonna go hydrate, and then I'll be back for one more testimony. Stay around. Don't leave. I dare you not to. A burger. chats. Are you ready to beat a clown? Because I'm ready to beat a clown. Out of context, that sounds super weird. I'll admit I flew the balloon up the roof when I arrived. I'm down to clown. We are all down to clown. Judge Gavelle and the president were already there. That came as a surprise, I have to say. Only the president noticed me, and he made the good judge leave me right away. Then he pointed his gun at me and fired.
But why was he trying to shoot down the balloon?
Oh, that's simple enough. When I arrived, he was about to murder your friend, the judge here.
Me?
Yeah, you! You told him about Sean. What did he think would happen? What do you think he meant with you in the first place? He thought you were going to expose him as an imposter. Because she knew the truth about Sean's parentage, I'm afraid. He was afraid. Afraid. Yeah, you could say that. The man was a total coward. A cowardly lion, they'd say. His hands were shaking so much when he tried to get rid of me. He couldn't even shoot straight. So you see, I just happened to be in the wrong place in the wrong time. I was an innocent bystander. Were you? I'm clowned to down. So the story is that he just happened to witness the events of the roof from the balloon.
Simeon hasn't come along when he did.
Judge Gavelle might have been in serious trouble.
So he's basically her savior, right?
I don't think it's quite that simple. After all, he was there to commit the crime too. But in order to expose that crime, we'll need to go over his testimony in detail. There must be a hole in it somewhere. Okay, so we need to press. To bench press. Around what time would that have been? Just after 11, I think. That's when you and your pal over there went up to the roof, right, Your Honor? Yes, it was. No contradictions there. But the fact we're concerned, the time is important nonetheless. And because I arrived when I did, we're just gonna press all the statements until we get something popping. So you didn't expect to find the two of them here? Of course not! Why would I? But it's lucky I got there when I did. We all know what would have happened if I'd been any later. He was just about to try and kill you, Gavelle. You really didn't suspect a thing? I'm afraid I did not. I had no idea. Maybe you shouldn't have blabbed to him about the kid. Did you ever think of that? I was merely trying to... What kind of mother are you? You're lucky he didn't kill you and then go after the boy.
Objection!
I'm your opponent here, not Judge Gavelle. Now leave her alone and tell us what we need to know. Don't worry, Your Honor. I'll take it from here. I'm in your debt, Mr. Edgeworth. As is Sean. I trust that you will look after us both. And I pray that the goddess of justice will watch over us all. Your precious goddess didn't even warn you there was a balloon right behind you. Only the president noticed me and he made the good judge leave right away.
Hold it!
He made her leave. But why? Wasn't he planning to kill her? Sure, but I'll bet he didn't want to do it in front of the witnesses. Murderers don't tend to like that. She still didn't know he wasn't the real president, right? His secret was safe for the time being. And now that he knew about Sean, he could kill both of them whenever he wanted. You two got lucky when he died, huh? Why the frowns? I'd be smiling from ear to ear if I were you. I don't think anybody would be smiling until this matter has been cleared up once and for all. So please, continue if you would. Your wish is my command.
Where were we? Oh yeah, that coward of a fake president.
I guess a witness suddenly appearing in the sky must have shaken him up pretty badly and he panicked.
Then, he pointed his gun and fired.
Hold it!
You're lucky the bullet only struck the bottom of the basket.
Yeah, he tried to get out of there for the second he pulled out that gun. Couldn't have my balloon going pop. But it was a close run thing.
So you left right then and there.
Of course I did. He was shooting at me. Are you saying there's a problem with that?
Is that present a problem? There's always a problem. In the end, you managed to leave Kay there up on the rooftop. Which means you didn't actually leave the vicinity, did you?
Oh yeah. I guess I forgot to tell you the next part. After he shot me, he escaped through the hatch to the 51st floor. I hung around a little longer to make sure the coast was clear, and then I landed on the roof.
Would you mind appending that statement to your testimony?
Makes no difference to me. After he shot me, he escaped through the hatch of the 51st floor, did he?
Because I don't think that's what Lotta Hart saw.
She did not see the president pass through, you little bitch! Ha!
So fun putting him down. We are putting down the clown. You're lying to us again.
I am.
The president never entered the storeroom the night before last. Miss Hall testified to that fact.
What? And you believe the word of the two-bit hack over mine? I beg your gosh darn pardon. Say that about the chief again, I dare ya. I'll wipe that smile right off of your stupid clown face.
So we know Hart was camped out on the 51st floor the entire evening. But if our fake president didn't escape through there, then how the heck did he get off the roof? An excellent question, and one I hope to provide an answer to next. You know he didn't leave via the elevator, so neither that nor the hatch are possibilities. Which leaves only one possible way of escaping that rooftop. How did the president leave the rooftop if it wasn't via the elevator of the hatch? Well,
Take that!
how about through air? He flew. He flew? Are we getting flashbacks to Case 5 to Journey to the Blaze? Anyone? Yes! In Mr. Saint's balloon!
Objection!
Whoa! Quit fooling around, will you? Why in the world would I give that guy a lift in my balloon?
Objection!
There was a security camera on the elevator, and Miss Hart was on the 51st floor the whole time. There's no other way he could have left that rooftop.
Objection!
You know what the circus is all about? Making the audience think you're in danger. Giving them a thrill. But it's time to bring the act to an end. I'm not in danger here, even if you think I am. What do you mean? Watch and learn. Miss Hart, can I ask you something? You were keeping guard on the 51st floor the whole time, right? Never been blinking for a moment? You bet your big toe I was! I don't say as much in my testimony!
Objection!
So noise. The sound of Miles' faithful assistant falling through the hatch. That didn't scare you so badly you fainted? So maybe I ought to mention this before, but I fell asleep for a couple of winks after that. Well, passed out, unconscious you might say. What? What happened? That explains the noise that caused you to faint well, Miss Hart. It was the sound of Kate crash landing into the storeroom floor. Well, so what if I did? Ain't a girl in the world don't get caught up with a little unaware sometimes? Sorry, Miles, but that's what you get for putting your faith in these people.
Objection!
It doesn't matter. Kay can't have fallen down the hatch until the president left the room.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? Allow me to offer a little counter theory. The coward fake president fired his gun at me. Then, he hid in the shadows until after your friend fell down the hatch.
So what if he did? What would that mean?
Objection!
Come now. Even you can't see what I'm insinuating here. It's elementary. If the president hid after what Miss Hart fainted, he could have passed right through the 51st floor undetected. No. And there we have it. Your little theory about the secret storeroom falls apart. No! How did he have to do that to me in my own voice? No, that's right. Oh, and one other thing. I might have let Chauncey Dundee slip to our pal president while he was hiding in the shadows. That's why he went to set and try and murder him next day, only to wind up being killed himself. That's right. It was Sean who murdered the body double.
Objection!
What possible reason could the boy have to doing so?
Objection!
Oh, a pretty good one. He already knew he was the president's son. And how do you discover that exactly? Because I told him with my trademark letters. What? He's lying. Oh, you bet I am. Huh? Or am I? Maybe I did tell him. Maybe I didn't. Well, Shawnee boy, which is it? It was my fault the Torosaurus had fell off the roof. I admitted that much already. But I didn't find out about my dad I didn't find out about my dad until today, I swear. Huh. Well. I knew about the falling head thanks to the bug. But who knew it was you who made it fall and the president died from being crushed, was it? Okay. Alright, well that's confirmed at least. You are the murderer. Congrats on getting your revenge. That ties everything up pretty neatly, wouldn't you say? Although I guess you'd say something more like... And so the pieces fall into place at last. Well, counter my unassailable logic if you can. Wow. Another testimony. But chat, I said that we're going for like 30 more minutes. And we are going for 30 more minutes. It is getting pretty late in my time zone. So... we are going to finish this case next week. I am so excited for the finale of this game. I know I'm cutting in mid-hype, but my quota. I said we're going for like 30 more minutes, and I am gonna leave you guys with a cliffhanger. If you guys want the clown to be beaten down, then make sure to tune in next week. And catch me in Alamot on Wednesday and Thursday if you guys are in there. And Metaphor Refantasia will be on Mondays. So yeah. But until next time, the truth will be revealed when it will be revealed. Stay frosty, everybody. Yep. Bye-bye.